Hello, Gun Nation. Big Johnson coming at you. Hey, as you saw by the title, this is the CZ P-01 versus the P-07. So both CZ pistols, this one's a polymer, this one is an alloy. And of course you can change the grips on these. These are not the stock grips, these are the lock palm swell grips. And really like both of the pistols, but I'm going to go over likes and dislikes. And just so you know, this is a newest acquisition. This is the Urban Gray P-07. I do have the black P-07. I also have the black P-09 and the Urban Gray P-09. I really love the P series, the P-09 and P-07 series, just so you know that. But I'm going to kind of give you some likes and dislikes that I like, and we'll go from there. And also we will do the trigger test and of course the weights on these, just to kind of give you an idea. So let's go ahead and get it started off. Both of these pistols are unloaded. The magazines are empty. They're just in for showing. But we'll go ahead and start off with the P-07. What I like about the P-07, I really like the large trigger guard, as you'll see here. And I really like the Omega trigger, the actual assembly, because it is the non-hook version. I have huge hands, so y'all probably know that if you've been following me. And I really like the way that this one sets up in the finger versus this one. So we'll kind of get over that in a minute. Now the neat thing about this one is this is the Urban Gray edition. It does have the suppressor night sights, and they are super, super bright. It does have the threaded barrel, and you know, I really like the color. And it does have the +2 on here, so these hold 17 + 1. All right, on this one. This one holds, 14 + 1. The thing that I kind of don't like about this one, now just to let you know, this one has the Cajun sights on it. Not real crazy about them because they don't actually fit right. I do have to hold the pistol up higher in the muzzle to get it to hit on target, but could just be me. But the hook trigger, there's the hook trigger. Every time I pull this trigger, the hook actually pokes into my finger. Even if I'm up here on it, when I'm going really fast, it actually wears a little spot right back here in the back of my finger. I'm not crazy about that. Also, the serrations, the slide is really small. With big hands, it's hard to grab this slide. Versus this one is a lot larger. It's easier to grab this slide for me. Now that's just me. I have extra large hands. So let's go ahead and get the magazines out of here. The neat thing about the new P-07 mags is they will also fit your P-10C mags. So if you have this dual cut right here, the square and the dot, they will fit a P-10. Usually the orange follower means it'll fit a P-10. So that's kind of cool, and I've got a P-10 also. What I like, or what I kind of don't like about this, it's really small in my hand. We all know that. Now I actually do have a little bit larger. You can get the 16 grip, or excuse me, the 16 mag. That gives me a little bit more length, but not a lot. So when I put this in my hand, the little rubber actually kind of helps hold my hand. So there's that. On the P-07, I get a little more purchase just on the grip by itself because of this deep undercut, how it goes really high. With the +2, gives me a great purchase. I'm all the way down on the mag. So that fits my hand really, really well. Also, this has a true Picatinny rail for lights, lasers, and things like that. And the P-01 does also. You can put a light on there too. It just has the one rail. Neat thing about this is it does have a little more weight up front than the PCR. Not a lot, but it does have some. Takedown is very similar on this. Again, this one's an alloy pistol. This one's a polymer pistol. You just pull it back in the slot. Y'all have probably all seen this. Take the pin out, comes down. Also, the checkering here, pretty weak on both sides. Y'all have probably seen that. I do prefer this a lot better, and here quite a bit better. Also, the magazine release, both of them are fine. I do prefer this one. Not that it's a big deal, but this one seems to fit my thumb a little better. Not a big deal. This one does have the standard, CZ type shadow trigger, I guess you can say, or hammer. This one has the regular standard ring hammer. But let's go ahead and do some pulls on here, trigger pulls. Now this one is pretty much brand new. It only has about maybe 200 rounds through it. But of course they do lighten up. So we will go double action first on the P-07, just to kind of get a baseline. Double action, 8 pounds, 13.2 ounces. Let's go single action. £3 pounds, 8.7 ounces. Now on my other one, I've got quite a few rounds in it. It's down to like 3 pounds, 2 ounces, 3 pounds, 3 ounces. So that's a great single action. And that's stock. Both of these are completely stock. Let's do double action on the P-01. Come on. Ugh. 11 pounds, 14.4 ounces. That's a monster pull. And because of this rear sight, I can't just pull the trigger back. All right, here we go. This is single action. Whoops. Come on. Sorry about that, it didn't clear. We'll do it again. £5 pounds, 6.1 ounces. So right out of the box, I prefer this trigger. I prefer the Omega. It's strict, there's nothing wrong with this one other than when I pull it a lot, like I said, you can see right there, that little hook digs into the side of my finger, where this one doesn't. But that's just a personal preference. Like I said, your mileage may vary. Let's go ahead and check the weights on these. Been a long time since I've weighed these. A lot of people think with this being alloy that it's going to weigh a lot or a lot more than the P-07. Now take for granted that this P-07 has the suppressor sights and the threaded barrel, so it's probably going to weigh a lot closer, but if I remember right, I think they're 1 gram difference. All right, 1 pound, 12 ounces. Let's check the P-07. 1 pound, 9.8 ounces. And if you minus the threaded barrel and the suppressor sights, a standard P-07 weighs a little less. So there you go. But this is just kind of some things I really like about it. I'll get this out of the way. Also, I really like the traction here on the sides, to where you can put your finger. You do not have that on this one. This just sets up for my hand, and the neat thing about these with the suppressor sights, hell, you can rack it from the front sight. That's the cool thing about this. And like I said, these night sights are super, super bright. But this one, you can still grab it back here and manipulate it, not a big deal. Up here you can too. It's just a smaller slide. But let me know your opinions down below. Which one do you like? Which one have you shot? Which one do you carry? Do you have a preference? Just wanted to throw this video out there. But I really appreciate y'all as always. Please check me out on Instagram. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on.